She remembered it perfectly. The yellow dress, the garden, her grandmother's voice. Every detail was clear. And every detail was wrong. When researchers showed her the actual home video, she went quiet. The dress was blue. There was no garden. Her grandmother wasn't even there. She wasn't lying. She wasn't confused. Her memory was simply doing what memories do. And if her brain could rewrite a moment she'd been carrying for 30 years, what has yours been? Quietly rewriting. By the end of this, you'll never look at your own past the same way. Because the memory you'd swear is real, the one you've defended in arguments, cried over, built yourself around, may have never happened the way you think. Here's the question nobody asks. If your brain is constantly rewriting your memories, who's doing the rewriting? We grow up thinking memory works like a camera. You live a moment, the brain presses record, the file gets saved, and when you want it back, you hit play. That's not what happens, not even close. Every single memory you have is stored in pieces. The image, the sound, the feeling, the meaning, all scattered across different parts of your brain. And here's the strange part. When you remember something, your brain doesn't press play. It rebuilds the memory from scratch every single time, which sounds fine until you realize what happens during the rebuild. When you remember something, your brain pulls the pieces back together. But it doesn't just retrieve them, it edits them, it fills in gaps, it smooths over parts that don't make sense, it quietly replaces details that are missing with whatever fits best right now. And right now is the problem. Because the person rebuilding the memory today is not the same person who lived it. You've changed. Your feelings have changed. Your fears, your hopes, your relationships. And without you knowing, your brain uses all of that to reconstruct who you were. There's one thing nobody tells you about memory. Every time you remember something, you slightly change it. Wait, so remembering a memory makes it less accurate? Yes. Each time you pull up a memory, your brain briefly makes it unstable. It's like opening a document to read it. Except every time you open it, a few words quietly change before it saves again. And you never see the edit log. This is why the memories you've revisited most, your happiest moments, your worst fights, the stories you've told 100 times, are often the least reliable. You've rebuilt them so many times, they're barely the original anymore. Your most precious memories have also had the most edits. You've probably had this happen. You bring up a memory with someone who was there. A family dinner, a school trip, a bad night, and they remember it completely differently. Not the details, the whole emotional tone. For you, it was painful. For them, it was funny. For you, it was a turning point. For them, it barely registered. You were both there. You both have the memory. And you're both wrong about at least some of it. Because memory isn't a recording of what happened. It's a recording of how you felt about what happened. And that feeling changes. Here's where it gets harder to believe. You don't just edit real memories. Sometimes your brain builds memories of things that never happened at all. Not as a malfunction, as a feature. When you hear a story enough times from a parent, a friend, an old photo, your brain can absorb it, attach emotion to it, file it under your past. And one day you remember it vividly, confidently, personally, except you weren't there. The story was just told to you so many times, your brain decided it counted, which means some of your oldest, most personal memories may be borrowed from people who were actually there and had their own edits already built in. This isn't about your memory being broken. It's about the fact that the person who remembers your past is always you today. Every memory you carry has been quietly shaped by who you've become. Your brain didn't lie to you. It just couldn't help bringing you into the story. You didn't remember those years. You interpreted them, and you did it again and again, until the version you have now feels more true than whatever actually happened. That's not a flaw. That's how you survived some of it. Your brain, by the way, is extraordinary. It processes more information in a second than most computers can handle. It's also the reason you remember a fight you started, but forget how it ended. We'll give it a pass. It's doing its best. And now for the part that actually keeps some people up at night. If your memories are reconstructed, not recorded, then the story of you is also a reconstruction. Who you are is partly built on where you came from, the moments that shaped you, the person you used to be. But if those moments have been quietly edited every time you remembered them, then the foundation your identity is built on isn't solid ground. It's a story your brain keeps rewriting, one that gets more convincing every time you tell it. You're not remembering your past, you're rebuilding it from whoever you are today. We started with a woman who remembered every detail of a moment that never happened that way. The yellow dress, the garden, her grandmother's voice. All wrong, all completely real to her. And here's what I think is worth sitting with. She wasn't unusual, she was just caught. Most of us never get shown the home video. We just keep carrying our version, defending it, building on it, becoming it, coming. So, if you can't fully trust your own memories, who are you? I think the answer isn't as scary as it sounds. You are the person who has been doing the rebuilding. Every edit, every gap your brain filled in, every borrowed story you made your own. That's not corruption. That's authorship. Your past isn't a recording. It's a draft. And you've been revising as it your whole life without ever realizing you were the writer. The question isn't whether your memories are accurate. The question is, what story have you been building? And is it the one you actually want to carry?